Hey, in this video you will learn how to record vocals and instruments directly into your Push 3. These techniques work perfectly for live performance as well as your studio workflows, but in this workflow what we're gonna do is first start from session view and do some looping and clips for that, and then we're gonna record a little bit for arrangement view as well. So we have a demo of a song in the end of this workflow. These techniques work perfectly if you have your Push connected with a MIDI cable to your computer, or you're using a Push Standalone like the one I have in here in front of me. Remember to subscribe as well, because I have plenty Ableton Live Plus, Push 2 and Push content on my channel. So let's start by talking about couple settings in Ableton Live. So if we go to the preferences in Ableton Live, you can go to record, warp and launch, and in there's a couple settings that I like using. So example, launch mode. So if you go to the launch area and there you have default launch mode, I will use that as toggle. Toggle means that when you create a new clip, you can actually activate the clip by clicking it, and you can also stop the clip by clicking it. Another thing is default launch quantization. So if you go into the main toolbar, see all these measurements, that is the measurement of global quantization. It means that every time you launch a clip, every time you start recording a clip, it will always start with 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's where it starts recording. Want to stop a clip, it will stop on the 4. This will make more sense when we start looping. Let's get back to recording with Push. Now when we have everything set up in the browser and we have selected assets in our Push, we're gonna start by recording some guitar. I have electric one here, beautiful. We're gonna get one of the jack to jack 1/4 inch instrument cables. Other side goes into your guitar. And in the Push, we're gonna go into the back of it and find where it says in 1 and 2. So this guitar cable, I'm gonna now go to the in 1. So input 1. There we go. After this, we're gonna go into the settings on the Push. So this one button here on the top left corner, I'm gonna go to the 4th tab here. And this is where we can see all the necessary audio settings for some recording. So first we have a sample rate. I'm gonna go with the standard 44/100. Then we have buffer size. Buffer size is to do with the latency. So if you wanna actually record guitar to your Push without any latency, then I would recommend going for as low as possible. And then you can see here, we have 2 input channels. As you could see on the back of Push, there was input 1, input 2. So input 1, input 2. So we can also link them if we want to. So we have 1 and 2 in together, or you can find ADAT connections on the back of Push here. When an ADAT extender is connected, you can also use channels from 9 to 16. We're gonna be recording some stuff today with both of the channels, so we're gonna now unlink them. So we also have options here, line, instrument, or high. These are different preamp options. Line is really good for synthesizers, drum machines, anything kind of external like that. Then we have instruments. So it's quite self-explanatory. It's good for any kind of external instruments. So example, guitars, basses, and high is good for example, vocals. So this interface in Push does not have a phantom power option. So we would need to use always dynamic microphones when we are recording directly into Push. So we're gonna now, for the electric guitar, pick instrument. Yes. Next, we're gonna check that we are definitely on the right volume. I don't have a strap right now. It got broken. So this is a balancing act. You wanna put high volume on your actual guitar, highest possible. So we're gonna play and we can see that it's nice and healthy. So we get enough volume. So we wanna kinda get it a bit over halfway, and that's like a healthy, nice signal. Make sure that that's not turning red, otherwise it's not gonna sound great. Okay, next thing, I have headphones here. So I wanna connect the headphones so I can hear myself play. Ooh. And there's a headphone input just here on the left of the push. We already have here 2 audio channels, so I'm going to go to one of the audio channels, and then I'm going to go here on the top right corner. There is that kind of volume logo, so I'm going to go there, and you can see now volume faders of all the tracks. And if I click it one more time, voila, and you see the mixture of these individual tracks. So this is where we want to make sure that we are now selecting the right recording track. So this is the mixer, and then we select the track input and output from the second tab. So there we have a couple options. So we have the I/O settings, so input, output, we want to have input, external input, we have an external line coming in to the interface, and then we have input channel 1, exactly where we added it. So if I go like this, you see that there is signal on input channel 1. Also, what we can do is make sure that we can put the monitoring. So this means that will you hear what you play at the same time? So input monitoring off is that we can't hear what we are playing. Auto is that it will turn monitoring on when the track is armed. If I now put in, you will hear the guitar because it's going through constantly, whether I'm recording or I'm just playing. And the track does not need to be record armed. So I'm just gonna put it as auto now. We can get out of here by pressing that again. Record arm is the next thing we're gonna do. So it means that the track is ready for us to be recorded. I'm gonna go to the session mode from the right side here. And now I'm gonna hold down the recording button and click the track. And you can see that the track in the session view just turned pink. This means that the track is now record activated and ready to be recorded. Ready to be recorded. Ready to be recorded. I'm looping myself. And now because it's record armed, you can hear that. Whew, so beautiful. Also, to make sure that the guitar is on tune, we can go to the right top corner here, go devices, add a device, audio effects, tuner, and it's upgraded for this push 3, so it should have lovely visuals like that. How pretty is that? So now when I play, the signal should come in and I should see the tuning there. This is a really good upgrade actually for this. There we go, perfect. Now we have tuned guitar. We're gonna take off the fixed length, which is blinking right now. We're gonna use that in the next part of this tutorial. So we're gonna take fixed length off and we're gonna now record 4-bar loop. We're gonna start recording by pressing one of these pink squares. So that is a clip. And if we click it, it starts recording. The recording starts on every bar. Also, if we want to record 4 bars, I need to stop it just before the 5th bar starts. And this is why we need to set our global quantization in the beginning to 1 bar. This means that it will start with 1 bar and it will end with 1 bar. Let me demonstrate. So that I can get it counting me in, I'm going to hold down the click, count in. Let's change that to 1 bar. And now it will count me in for 1 bar. Okay, here we go. There we go. Beautiful. And that is how you can record some guitars. So let's go and record some vocals. So how do we set up our microphone and get done some vocal looping? Obviously you can do ADAT connection interface, extended, or I have here XLR cable that goes into 1/4-inch jack cable. Plug this into channel 2 of our push. We're gonna go in and put that there. Beautiful. The other end goes to our dynamic microphone. We're gonna now be on channel 2, but now instead of preamp type line, we're gonna go to high. Now you cannot hear anything from here yet because we have not record activated this channel yet. We can go record activate this channel so we can hear ourselves. We can also record activate channels by holding down the track, which is so nice. So just a tip, especially for anyone who likes to live perform, is that keep this input monitoring on audio channels like this coming through as off. And then I would have a separate channel that I can sing through. This is because you're gonna have a lot of feedback issues. You're gonna have a lot of bleeding of your audio otherwise on the background. So pro tip there. We can put input monitoring auto right now because we're not live performing right now. Then we have input channel 2, guitar is on 1, microphone is number 2. So we have audio channel, it's record activated. Hold down fixed length and you can see we can get different lengths of a loop. So this one, if you know that it's gonna be 4 bars, then just put here fixed length 4 bars. So what it does, that it actually stops the clip after 4 bars. So you don't need to do the whole clicking thing after you have done your bit. Remember that you need to click the fixed length so that it blinks, and that's how you know that it's on. And let's go. And then obviously what we can do is just add a little bit sends and returns. Let's add some reverb to it. So now we want to take these into Arrangement View. We can record some vocals on the top of it while we do it. We're going to go and add another audio track. Default track, we can record activate that. I'm going to also take the fixed length off actually. I'm going to start recording to Arrangement View while recording vocals. And both of these loops are going to also record into Arrangement View. When we take this session into Ableton Live, you will see what's happened there. So this will make more sense then. So how do we record into Arrangement View? We need to hold down Shift and press record. This then, everything that we do in Session View, in Push, will go to Arrangement View, and we will look at that in a minute, what we have done there. So let's go. Hold down, record. Activate those clips. We all love the same way. Cry and feel the pain the same way. Now, the only thing we need to do is save this session. So now we're transferring our data from Push into Ableton Live. So I'm just turning the Push on in the standalone mode, and in the browser window, I'm gonna scroll down all the way where it says Push. Check that out. So you need to connect your Push into Wi-Fi for this to work. So you go to the settings, Wi-Fi, and that's where you connect it. And now if it's connected to Wi-Fi, you get these places under there, you get Push, and now you see the project. So we just saved the project that we created. So I'm gonna go here, syncing the forest, and we're gonna open this up. And there we go. Can you see these clips? Now it's really important that we're gonna go here and save the live sets. And then obviously one of the most important thing is we also need to collect all and save on this computer. So all the clips that we have recorded with our Push is definitely gonna be on our computer memory as well. Otherwise there might be some confusion. So collect all and save, always do that. Okay, so if we listen to this here. We all love the same way. It's there. And now, remember when we started recording to Arrangement View? Let's see if it's there. We go to Arrangement View from the top right corner. And there it is. So we can now start customizing this and creating something super cool. Okay, so now I used maybe 10 minutes to add some VST song. So listen to this. We have the guitar going first. In there, I literally replaced the delay with comeback kid delay. For the vocal loop, I added Ableton Live Spectre Resonator and Crystalline. I added some drums. Yeah. And then we had the vocals. We all love the same way. I have EQ8, Auto-Tune, Pitch Peaks, vocal processor, Crystalline, and Humbucker. This actually became a really cool, like a remix of my song Tea and Milk. It's very atmospheric and really cool. I'm liking it. Should I make this a remix? As you can see, this inspired me to make a remix. So yeah, I hope you learn how to record stuff with your push. Thank you so much for Ableton for partnering up with me for this video, but also the conversation about pushes, Ableton Live music production continues in my Patreon. I have the kindest and the loveliest Patreon family ever. These are the members of that family, so please join us from $1 or £1 a month to have some awesome discussions, get feedback for your tracks, join monthly challenges, and up your game in music production and your creative confidence. So please subscribe and hit the bell icon because you want to be here with me for future videos. Okay, bye. Have a lovely, lovely creative time.